Kalin traveled to the future time and space of the Dragon Ball world, becoming the new angel of the seventh universe. Here, Bilus died due to the death of the World King God, Weiss fell into a deep sleep due to the death of the Destruction God, and Z Warrior was left with only one last person. Looking at this tragic and desperate world, as a new angel, Carlin knows what she needs to do. While saving this world, Kalin wants to make the seventh universe the strongest. When Wufan was about to be killed by Shalu, Karin appeared and killed Shalu to save Wufan. Do you want to become stronger? Super Saiyan 5, I'll teach you. A period of time has passed. Zamas. What's going on in the seventh universe of future time and space? The god of the world, Sun Wukong. The god of destruction, Vegeta. Future Weiss. Wake up and the seventh universe becomes so powerful. Bilius. What a joke. How can the seventh universe of future time and space be so much stronger than us? Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1, The New Angel of the Seventh Universe, Kalin. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Dragon Ball, the seventh universe of future time and space. This is a world full of tragedy and despair. The god of destruction, Bilus, died due to the death of the World King God, while the angel Weiss fell into a deep sleep due to the death of the god of destruction. The Z Warrior guarding the earth. That group of people died one by one, and now only Sun Wufan is left as a warrior on earth. He is the last hope, but in this desperate world, peace is always short-lived. Today, a new danger has arrived. Gue Pai Qigong Wave. It's here. With a shout, the blue energy was released by one hand. This powerful energy struck not far away, monster covered in green with wings on its back that looked like a human. But as the energy rushed in, that person had no intention of avoiding it. Not only that, he also did not make any defense. Until the energy hit him in the end, completely engulfing his body, and he didn't do anything. Just as Sun Wufan thought everything was over, the pupils suddenly contracted, and something unbelievable happened. Shalu, who was hit by energy, surprisingly had nothing to do. Without stopping, he continued walking step by step towards Sun Wufan's position. How could? Sun Wufan clenched his fist tightly, and a drop of cold sweat slid down his cheek and landed on the ground. The turtle-style Qigong wave that he released with all his might was of no use. The monster in front of me, covered in green all over, is several times more powerful than the artificial humans 17 and 18 a year ago. Hee, I can't believe it, can I? Shalu gave a cold smile and said, even I can't believe it myself. This is my current body. This is the complete me. A flawless body. Originally, artificial humans 17 and 18 were killed by Sun Wufan a year ago. Once two people die, Shalu has no chance of becoming the whole again. Just as he was about to give up, who knew, he found the time machine hidden by Burma. Using a time machine, he traveled to another time and space. In that time and space, he absorbed artificial humans on the 17th and 18th to complete the entire mission. Not only that, he also practiced in that time and space, mastering even more powerful power. Finally, he came back here again to avoid someone, the future time and space. Poor Sun Wufan, you are the only one left to fight in this time and space. Even if you break one arm, you have to keep fighting, it's really pitiful. As she spoke, the corner of Shalu's mouth slightly lifted upwards. Then he only looked at him, reaching out his left hand and grabbing Sun Wufan. What? What? Sun Wufan's face suddenly changed. He felt as if he had been caught by an invisible hand. Even if you use all your strength, you cannot break free. Don't worry about you running away now. Shalu sneered, this is a superpower he unleashed using Frieza cells. Capture Sun Wufan, making it impossible for him to escape. Then, Shalu raised his right hand and pointed his index finger at Sun Wufan. At the fingertips, there was a flicker of bleeding red light, and the breath converged towards this point. This is also Frieza's signature move, the death beam. A red beam that can easily penetrate the human body. Let me take you away. Help you end this poor life. As soon as the sound fell, a blood-red beam of light shot out towards Sun Wufan's head. But just as the beam was about to hit Sun Wufan, a crack opened out of thin air, and a person with a light blue divine ring suspended behind his head and a staff in hand emerged. He is. At the moment of seeing this person, Shalu and Sun Wufan were both wondering who he was. Wait a moment, you can't kill him. Kalin said with a smile on his face. With just a gentle wave of the wand in his hand, the beam of death disappeared as if it had never existed before. This scene directly stunned Shalu and Sun Wufan. You. Who the hell are you? Shalu asked loudly, but his body trembled uncontrollably. Because he almost already knows who the other person is. This seemingly ethereal yet unapproachable aura, along with the staff in hand. Shalu had seen a person in that time and space with the same aura as the staff. Angel, Weiss. That is to say, when I met Weiss, I knew very well that I could not be a match for that angel. Unable to fully control that time and space, Shalu took the time machine back to this future time and space, feeling that it was easy to control here. What he didn't expect was that now, there was another one in front of him. It seems to be the existence of angels. There it is. That's right, Karin is an angel, the new angel of the 7th universe. However, besides being an angel, he is actually a traveler who traveled to the Dragon Ball world several years ago and became an angel. However, as he traveled through time, he was in a different dimensional space where his body constantly absorbed the divine power and could not leave, unable to do anything. So Kalin has been observing this space-time all along. He witnessed everything, how the 7th universe of future time and space turned into a world full of tragedy and despair. The only difference here from his understanding of future time and space is the last person to survive is not Franks, but Sun Wufan. Although Sun Wufan also gave the last fairy bean to Tranks to eat. But Tranks didn't eat it, he pretended to eat it and secretly hid it in his pocket. As Sun Wufan was about to die, Tranks, who had woken up from his coma, rushed over in time and took out the last fairy beans to give to Sun Wufan. However, he was killed by an artificial person. Watching Tranks being killed, Sun Wufan, driven by anger, broke through Super Saiyan 2 and ultimately eliminated artificial humans 17 and 18. This is what Karin saw. It was precisely seeing all the tragedies happening in this future time and space that Karin knew exactly what he was going to do. As the new angel of the 7th universe, he wants to save this world. At the same time, he wants to make the 7th universe the strongest universe. Becoming the strongest universe is not only in this time and space, but also in super time and space. With this idea in mind until today, the divine power in the space has finally been absorbed by Kalin, and he can finally leave that space. Coincidentally, as soon as he came out, he ran into Shalu, who was preparing to kill Wufan with a broken arm. How could he possibly allow this kind of thing, Karin? New books, flower tickets are very important. Here is a request for flower tickets, Crab. Chapter 2. Time Still, Kalin's Power. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. I, the deity, am the newly born angel of the 7th universe. Karin smiled slightly and said, but you can also call me Karin. Although it was said with a smile, it was not lacking in any sense of divine authority. Moreover, there was a murderous intent in his eyes that could not be detected without careful examination. Angel. Karin. Sun Wufan doesn't know what an angel is. However, he could see that the green monster seemed to be very afraid of the person in front of him. Moreover, this person just defused the attack for himself and saved his life. This also proves that this angel Carlin is on his side and a good person. Hee, you're really an angel. Shalu strives to stay calm and stop her body trembling. Then, a smile slowly appeared on his face and he asked with a light smile. If I say, I won't kill that guy, can you let me leave here? Shalu is not a fool. It's clear that Angel Kalin is protecting son Wufan. How dare he continue to kill son Wufan? Of course not. Karin smiled and said. Upon hearing this answer, Shalu instantly put away his smile and clenched his fists bit by bit. I knew it. He had already guessed when he asked. How could Karin possibly let him leave? However, as you just said, you are a newly born angel. Yes. That's good. I can't beat the old one, can't I beat you a new one? Since you don't want me to leave, then neither of us should leave. In an instant, a large amount of golden flames suddenly rose from Shalu's body. The powerful aura instantly enveloped this area. The terrifying force caused the earth to vibrate violently, with small stones floating in the air. If possible, Shalu naturally does not want to confront angels. But Karin won't let him leave, there's no way. If he doesn't let him leave, then he'll have to fight the angel. That monster. He actually hides such powerful power. Son Wufan's pupils suddenly shrank, his face full of disbelief. Under the impact of his breath, his body also began to tremble uncontrollably. Soon, when the breath gradually stabilized, the earth stopped shaking. Shalu appears in a brand new posture. The originally green skin has turned golden, and the physique looks even stronger. A large number of dense lightning flashes wildly around his body. Golden Lightning Shalu. This is the powerful power that Shalu cultivated in that time and space, stimulating the cells of numerous masters in his body, and finally mastering. This is all my strength now. Give this form a name, just call it Golden Lightning Shalu. Feeling the overwhelming power in her body that was about to overflow, Shalu couldn't help but smile upwards. How about it, my power is now infinitely close to your gods. Perhaps it's Vegeta's cells that are causing trouble in the body. The significant increase in strength has made him extremely confident, and his confidence has exploded. This led him to suddenly feel that he couldn't beat the old angel of time and space, Weiss. Facing the newly born angel Kalin, if he puts in all his strength, he will win. The last person to win will be him, Shalu. It's quite close, not bad, not bad. Karin nodded and said with a faint smile. Shalu's current strength is indeed commendable. After all, if we follow the normal timeline, Shalu can't even beat son Wufan at this time. But in order to become stronger, he actually took a time machine to other time and space to cultivate to such an extent before returning. This changed the normal timeline. If there is no one here, then the seventh universe of future time and space will be over, and it will really be controlled by Shalu alone. By the way, if I were to kill you here, isn't this proof that I'm not close, but that the power that Shalu possesses has surpassed the gods? Shalu sneered and asked, secretly merging his index and middle fingers. The powerful aura energy began to gather on the fingers. He now feels more and more that he can kill Carlin, the newly born angel. Saying it's useless, you can give it a try. Just give it a try. As soon as the voice fell, Shalu's figure flashed and almost instantly appeared behind Kalin. The speed was extremely fast, causing son Wufan's pupils to shrink suddenly. He looked at it very seriously, completely focused. But he didn't even see how Shalu moved clearly. This also made him realize how big the gap was between him and Shalu. If Shalu had exerted this power from the beginning, the other party can kill themselves in an instant. 10 times. 100 times. Go to hell. The energy that had just been secretly condensed reached its peak at this moment. Knowing that the physical strength of the gods is extremely strong, Shalu chose to use this move. The move with the strongest penetration power, Magic Guan Guang Kill Cannon. Magic Guan Guang Kill Cannon. Little. Be careful. Upon reflection, Sun Wufan quickly shouted a reminder. At the same time, his body instinctively rushed forward, wanting to push Karin away and block the attack for him. He doesn't want anyone to die again because of his weak strength. In front of him, don't worry. Karin smiled slightly. This level of attack does not harm him yet. No need to turn back, just aim the angel staff in your hand at the ground and lightly knock it. Buzz. In an instant, with Kalin as the center, a wave of white energy rippled out in all directions. Wherever energy passes, everything comes to a standstill. Of course, this also includes the energy of the magic Guan light-killing cannon, as well as Shalu. 1 centimeter in front of Sun Wufan, the energy stopped. This is the power of Karin, the angel Weiss of the 7th universe in the metaverse can rewind time by 3 minutes. And Carlin, not only can he reverse time, but he can also make time stand still. And he can precisely control this ability within a certain range. Another thing to note is that there is a rule that all angels in the Dragon Ball world must follow. Always maintain neutrality, do not allow participation in the struggle between good and evil, and do not use the abilities of angels in battles. Angels who break this rule will die directly. However, this rule is completely useless for Carlin, the new angel. He speculated that perhaps because he was a traveler, he could break and ignore the rules of the Dragon Ball world. New books, new books. Looking for some flower tickets. Crab. Is Chapter 3 accepted? I'll teach you how to become stronger. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This is. Sun Wufan's pupils froze and he was very, very shocked. Because he noticed that, 1 centimeter away from him, the time in that area seemed to be stationary. A few stones were pinned in the air, and several cars were destroyed and burning with flames, and the flames were also pinned down. There is also Shalu and his fully unleashed magical light-killing cannon. All of this has been fixed, stationary. Controlling time is really impressive, isn't it? Kalin turned his head to look at Sun Wufan and smiled, saying, Impressive. Sun Wufan felt that his cognition had been completely shattered. Controlling time, this kind of thing that I dare not even think about, actually someone can do it. No, it's a god. He said it himself, he is a deity, a newly born angel. I can see that you really want to become stronger, right? While Sun Wufan was stunned, Karin suddenly asked this question. To save this world full of despair, to make the 7th universe of future time and space the strongest universe. He must make Sun Wufan stronger, 1,000 times stronger than he is now. Sun Wufan regained his senses and focused his head. He definitely wants to become stronger. If he is strong enough, Vegeta and the others will not die. This world will not become as hopeless and tragic as it is now. Okay, if you want to become stronger, I'll teach you in the future. Do you accept it? Hey. Sun Wufan was shocked and shocked. He didn't expect Carlin, this angel, to say such things and teach him how to make a human stronger. What, don't you accept it? No. I accept it. Sun Wufan quickly and loudly replied. Because he has gone through too much, he is now too aware of the importance of strength. Reading is useless. Reading cannot save the earth or protect the people around us. Now, although Sun Wukong and Vegeta have already died. However, there are still people around Sun Wufan who must be protected. His mother Chi-Chi and Aunt Bulma, as well as the remaining humans and animals on Earth. He knows that only by improving his own strength and becoming stronger can he protect all of this and the Earth. So he must become stronger no matter what. And now, in front of him is the best opportunity to quickly become stronger. The angel spoke up to guide him to become stronger, and he knew very well that he had to seize this opportunity. Never miss it. Very good, very good. Kalin nodded with a smile. Subsequently, he lightly tapped Sun Wufan's broken arm with the angel staff in his hand. Buzz! With a dazzling white light blooming, Sun Wufan felt a warm current pouring into his body. The next second, the broken arm miraculously grew back. This. Sun Wufan looked at this arm incredulously. He tried to move, so he confirmed that it was not fake, it was real. The arm that was broken by an artificial person has really grown back. Turning his head to look at Karin again, just as he was about to thank him, he heard Karin say, "The missing arm looks awkward and will also affect your future cultivation. I will help you recover. Pay attention in the future, improve your strength, and don't be interrupted by others again." Sun Wufan nodded heavily and then bowed deeply to Kalin. "Thank you, Lord Carlin." His arms regained their growth, instantly enhancing his combat effectiveness. After all, he used to be hard to beat with just one punch. Using only one arm to fight with a person, the combat power has been directly reduced by 30% before the start of the battle. Now it's good, the combat power won't decrease, it's restored to 100%. Get up now. Do you still have power now? As she spoke, Karin extended her finger to Saru, who was still stationary, and asked, "Go, eliminate that guy. Can you do it?" "I can give it a try." Sun Wufan is not sure, but he can give it a try and use all his strength to eliminate Shalu. Walk towards Shalu and stop in front of him. Face-to-face opening is the most deadly. At such a close distance, the power of any move will be maximized. Haha. Only Sun Wufan achieved the full power form of Super Saiyan 2 with a burst of energy. Then, he squatted halfway and placed his hands in the shape of sepals on his waist. Buzz! The blue light emitted outwards, and a spherical energy condensed into shape in an instant. Since he broke his arm, he has been using one hand to gather energy and release the turtle-style Qigong wave for those years. Now, he felt it clearly with his hands. The accumulation of Qi under both hands is not only faster than with one hand, but also more powerful than with one hand. At this moment, Shalu, who was stationary by time, still knew nothing. As the blue light emitted from the energy intensifies, the energy has reached its limit. Turtle-style Qigong wave. Here we go. Drink it out loud and push your hands forward with force. A blue column of energy burst out like a giant dragon, engulfing Shalu's entire body. However, in terms of Sun Wufan's current strength, the turtle-style Qigong wave that he fully concentrated was far from reaching the level of eliminating Shalu. So Karin helped him a little by adding some divine powers to his turtle-style Qigong wave. So, facing the strongest turtle-style Qigong wave with added divine power. Even if Golden Lightning Shalu's physical strength is very strong, he can't resist it any longer. Under the continuous impact of energy, his entire body and core chips were ultimately destroyed. When the energy dissipated, Shalu was completely eliminated, leaving no residue. Solved. Sun Wufan breathed a long sigh of relief, lifting his transformation and returning to normalcy. Shalu has been eliminated, and he can finally relax. Karin smiled slightly and waved his angel wand to restore the stillness of time. Then he looked at Sun Wufan and said, "Let's go, Wufan." "Where are we going next, Lord Kalin?" "Hey." Sun Wufan was suddenly surprised when he thought of something and asked, "Wait a moment, Lord Kalin, how did you know my name?" He remembered very clearly that he didn't tell Karin his name was Sun Wufan. So he was puzzled, how could Carlin know his name? "Forget it, I'm an angel. Angels know everything." Karin spoke the most pretentious words in the most plain tone. But it's just as he said, even if his identity as a traveler is removed. In the universe they manage, angels are indeed omniscient. It's not easy to know a name. New books. Give some flower tickets to those you like. Crab. Chapter 4. Good practice. You are listening at novel full.audio. That's it. Sun Wufan nodded and then continued, where are we going next, Lord Kalin? You go home first and get some clothes. You can't wear this outfit after a training session. Sun Wufan nodded. It is indeed like this, if you want to follow the angel for cultivation. Just his martial arts uniform is not enough. By the way. Kalin suddenly thought of something and added, before coming here, I heard that Earth is a food star, with many of the best tasting foods in the universe. So, Wufan, can you take me to taste the delicious food here? Although angels don't need to eat, they won't starve to death. But Carlin has been eating and drinking in that space for several years. This has led him to really want to eat some delicious food now. Not to fill the stomach, just to enjoy delicious food, so that the body, mind, and mouth can be satisfied and happy. Of course, Lord Carlin. The least lacking thing on earth is food. Please come with me, Lord Carlin. So, under the leadership of Sun Wufan, Kalin went with him to the newly established capsule company. Because danger always comes to the earth and enemies invade. So, this newly established capsule company has specifically strengthened its defense capabilities and set up 3 layers of super strong protective barriers outside. Also worried about the sudden danger, Sun Wufan and his mother Chi-Chi had already moved here to live. Living together would be safer, and Sun Wufan would also be easier. No need to run back and forth on both sides, protect this, protect that. Entering the capsule company, I quickly saw Chi-Chi and Bulma. However, when the two of them saw Karin next to Sun Wufan, she and the others were like frightened birds, both feeling a bit nervous and uneasy. After all, with the strange attire on Karin's body and the staff in his hand, it was easy to tell at a glance that he was not an earthling. Plus, today Wufan went out because new enemies appeared. Is he the enemy? The more she thought, the more uneasy she became. Just as she was about to ask Sun Wufan who he was, the two of them noticed Sun Wufan's arm. Wufan. Your arm. In an instant, Chi-Chi covered her mouth with both hands, and tears couldn't help but flow from her eyes. She didn't read it wrong. I won't read it wrong. Her son Sun Wufan with his broken arm surprisingly, it has grown back, this is. It's really fake. Burma widened her eyes and couldn't believe it. How did Wufan's arm grow? It wasn't there before she went out. The fairy beans are already gone, isn't it? Did you use Dragon Balls? No. Not right. After Bix's death, the Dragon Ball had already disappeared. And Wufan went out to fight against the enemy, even if the Dragon Ball didn't disappear, he wouldn't have time to collect one by one. That is to say Wufan's newly grown arms may be related to the person next to him. With this in mind, Burma once again shifted her gaze to Karin. Coincidentally, Karin's gaze met hers. Guessing what Bulma was thinking, he nodded with a smile on his face. In an instant, Burma understood that she had guessed correctly. Wufan's arm was restored by him. In this way, it can also be confirmed that although he is not an earthling, he is a good person and not a bad enemy. Well, it's true, my arms have grown back. Sun Wufan nodded and a smile appeared on his face. Mom, Auntie Burma, let me introduce you to you. This is the newly born deity here, Angel, Lord Kalin. It was Lord Carlin who helped me restore my arm. And today it was Lord Carlin who helped me successfully eliminate the monster that destroyed the city. If it weren't for Karin, I wouldn't have come back alive. Indeed, in retrospect, Sun Wufan couldn't even defeat the entire Lightning Shalu. Not to mention what Shalu turned into later, Golden Lightning Shalu. He also knew that his turtle-style Qigong wave was not enough to kill Shalu, and it was Karin who helped him. So, if it weren't for Karin, he would definitely have been killed by Shalu. You're okay. Wufan, you've been working hard already. Karin smiled slightly and placed his hand on Sun Wufan's shoulder, gently patting it. He has really worked hard to realize the future of time and space. Mingming is the least fond of fighting among Z warriors. Like Sun Wufan in other time and space, he dreams of becoming a scholar. However, watching important people around us die one by one, in order to protect the Earth and the remaining living people around us. He resolutely chose to fight, keep fighting, and keep fighting. Thank you, Lord Carlin. Chi-Chi wiped away her tears and thanked Bulma together. Thanks to Karin, his son's arm was able to recover and was not killed by the villain. By the way, Mom, Auntie Burma. Sun Wufan continued to smile and said, Lord Kalin wants to taste the delicacies of our planet. Can you prepare? No need to say, I know. Leave me with the food and all that. Before Sun Wufan could finish speaking, Bulma interrupted him with his hands on his hips and a smile on his face. Isn't it just food? There are too many, she's going to prepare now. Chi-Chi is also going with her. In order to thank Carlin, the angel who saved Wufan, she must cook her most skilled Baozi mountain delicacy. Coincidentally, there are still some leftover Baozi dragon meat and big lizards brought from Baozi mountain. That, Mom. Sun Wufan suddenly stopped Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi turned her head and looked slightly puzzled. What's wrong, Wufan? Can you help me prepare more than 10 sets of martial arts costumes before cooking, Mom? Sun Wufan scratched the back of his head and said with a smile, after finishing my meal, I will follow Lord Kalin and practice under his guidance and assistance. When I become stronger, I can better protect you and the Earth. I'm going to practice. Chi-Chi looked at Karin and then her gaze returned to Sun Wufan. She smiled and said. Okay, I got it, Wufan. Practice well, then you must work hard. Follow Lord Kalin to practice well. Chi-Chi, the future of time and space, has long stopped Wufan from becoming stronger. Because she knew that if she remained strong, she would be killed by the enemy, just like Vegeta and the others. She doesn't want her son to die. Yes, rather than protecting them and the Earth, Chi-Chi, as a mother, hopes more that her son can always live safely. So, following this angel for cultivation, she believes that Wufan will definitely become super powerful. In this way, Sun Wufan will never be killed by any enemy again. Chi-Chi herself won't worry every day anymore, new books. If you like, give me some flower tickets. Or leave a comment to let me know that someone is reading, crab. Chapter 5. Bados. The seventh universe has newly born eye. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I will, Mom. Sun Wufan lowered his head with a firm and serious gaze. He will definitely practice well and make himself stronger. By the way, do you still need the martial arts uniform you have now, with the word Weiss on your back? Yes, Mom. Okay, I'll go prepare it for you now. After Chi-Chi left, Karin quietly approached. Staring at Sun Wufan's martial arts uniform, he nodded and commented seriously, I didn't look carefully before. Now take a closer look, this martial arts costume is indeed quite attractive. Ah. Ka. Lord Kalin. As soon as he turned his head and saw Kalin so close to him, Sun Wufan was frightened and quickly took 2 steps back. He has no idea when Karin approached. Ha, it's not bad, it's really nice. Karin didn't pay attention to Sun Wufan who was scared by him. His gaze remained on his martial arts attire, and he continued to smile. The Weiss character martial arts attire looks much better than the angel costume on me. Also, it's not as good-looking as you said, Lord Kalin. My martial arts uniform. Sun Wufan's face immediately turned red when he was praised so much by the angel Karin. Then, thinking of something, he reached out his hand and placed it on his chest. While gently rubbing his martial arts uniform, he smiled and said, Actually, my martial arts uniform was made by imitating my father's martial arts uniform on behalf of Aunt Bulma. My dad died of heart disease many years ago. I think dressing like this will make you become as powerful as your deceased father. But it doesn't seem that simple. At this point, the smile on Sun Wufan's face slowly disappeared. Staring at his martial arts uniform, his eyes gradually dimmed, devoid of radiance. I thought all of this was too simple, too easy. Yes, I shoulder the responsibility of protecting the earth and protecting my family. Sun Wufan wore this martial arts uniform to motivate himself. Except for the word rice, the other clothes are the same as Monkey King's. I think this way I can become as powerful as Sun Wukong. I think this way, like Sun Wukong, I can save the earth, save everyone, and bring hope to everyone in the most dangerous times. However, as Sun Wufan said, he still thought too simply and easily, and in the end, he couldn't do anything at all. Due to his weak strength, he could only watch as everyone left him. Until Z Warrior, he was the only one still alive. Alright, Wufan. Kalin Wei placed his hand on Sun Wufan's shoulder, lightly patted it, and smiled. You've been working hard, haven't you? There's still time, follow me to cultivate well, and no one will die again. As for Sun Wukong and the others, Karin naturally won't ignore them and will resurrect them all. But it's not yet. He wants Sun Wufan to become stronger after practicing and become 100 times, 1,000 times, or even higher than he is now. In this case, when Sun Wukong and his companions are resurrected, they will see that Sun Wufan's strength is far stronger than theirs. This will directly stimulate and enhance the idea of all of them practicing and becoming stronger. In order to make the seventh universe better and become the strongest, this is necessary. I will practice well, Lord Kalin. Sun Wufan clenched his fist and his gaze became firm once again. Yes, there is still time, and he will work hard to cultivate and become stronger next. He will definitely protect the earth and the people around him who are still alive. While waiting for Chi-Chi and Bulma to cook. Future time and space, the destructive divine realm of the sixth universe. Hey, Bados, are you ready for the weight loss meal? Hurry up, hurry up. After finishing my weight loss meal, I'm going to start exercising. Elephant Pa shouted loudly at Bados, looking impatient. He now exercises and eats weight loss meals every day, and he looks much slimmer than before. The reason for this is all because I learned about it a few years ago. Bilus died after being ambushed and killed by artificial beings by the king god of the realm. When he first learned about this, Xiang Pa couldn't believe it and was certain that it was true. He became angry and destroyed many planets in a row. It took Xiang Pa a year to slowly calm down. But after that, someone like Pa, who had always disliked weight loss and exercise the most, suddenly started to lose weight. Almost done, Lord Elephant Pa. Bados replied, accelerating the pace of making a weight loss meal. She has long been accustomed to losing weight like Pa since Bilus died. However, Bados knew that doing things like Pa was to divert her attention in this way. Let yourself forget about your brother, the death of Bilus. Although the two brothers seem to have a strained relationship. They argue as soon as they meet, and even if they don't meet, they will still curse at each other with a displeased expression when they think of each other. But in fact, the relationship between the brothers, such as Pa and Bilus, is very good and the relationship is deep. This led to Bados hesitating for over a month at the time. Finally, there was no other way to tell Elephant Pa about the death of Bilus. Because at that time, there was less than a month left until the food competition between Elephant Pap and Bilus. She knew that the news of Bilus's death could not be kept hidden, so she had no choice but to speak up. Here we go, Lord Elephant Pa. A few minutes later, Bados came over with her prepared weight loss meal. On the table, Xiangpa took a big sip of the specially made weight loss water and then began to eat it happily. Bados stood by, watching Elephant Pampa eat a weight loss meal. I don't know what I was thinking, but my face suddenly became serious and serious, as if I had made up my mind. Lord Xiangpa, there is something I feel necessary to tell you. Xiangpa was taken aback for a moment, feeling that this scene seemed familiar. It seems that when Bados told herself about the death of Bilus, she was also serious and serious. Put down the plants in your hand to make healthy vegetarian bread. He wants to see what big thing Bados can tell himself this time. Tell me, what's going on? The seventh universe suddenly gave birth to a new angel. New books, new books. If you like, give me some flower tickets. Or leave a comment to let me know that someone is reading, Crab Crab. Chapter 6. Go say hello. You are listening at novel.Audio. Has a new angel been born? So what's going on? Xiangpa thought it was a big deal and picked up the bread to continue eating. Just as he took a bite, he suddenly thought of something, his eyes widened, and he looked back at Bados. Swallowing the bread in his mouth, he asked with a surprised expression, "No. What did you just say?" A new angel has been born in the seventh universe. Yes, Lord Elephant Pa. Bados nodded very seriously. But isn't the angel of the seventh universe your brother Weiss? Xiangpa continued, as long as you don't violate the rules, angels won't die, right? Did he break the rules and die? No, Bados shook his head. I am quite certain that Weiss is still asleep. So, this angel was suddenly born when there was already an angel in the seventh universe. Oh, that's really unbelievable. Worried for nothing, Elephant Pa just thought it was Bados' brother Weiss who died. Now that it's confirmed that Weiss hasn't died, he won't worry about Barbados anymore. He doesn't want to know about new angels or anything, and he doesn't care either. If what he wants to know is anything, it is the god of destruction of the seventh universe. So he lowered his head and, after taking 2 bites of bread, pretended not to care and casually asked. What about the god of destruction? Since there are new angels in the seventh universe now. Where is the new god of destruction? Is there a new god of destruction? What I want to say is also this, like Lord Pa. That angel is very special, different from us, even without the god of destruction, he can move freely, Bados said seriously, that means there's no god of destruction. Upon hearing this, Xiangpa lost interest and waved his hand. Then you don't have to go on, I don't want to listen anymore. Don't, Lord Elephant Pa, I haven't finished speaking yet. Bados quickly leaned her head over. The reason why she suddenly said this was actually all for Elephant Pa. Since the death of Bilus, Elephant Pa has not taken half a step into the seventh universe. Bados knew that Xiangpa was worried that stepping there would remind him of Bilus, and he deliberately chose not to go to the seventh universe without thinking about it. So, in order to help Elephant Pa overcome this, Bados spoke about it. I want to go to the seventh universe with Pa. And besides that, Bados also felt that, the appearance of that angel seems to have ignited a ray of hope for the resurrection of Pyrrhus. Then you say, I'll just ignore it. Xiangpa continued to eat the bread, his eyes dim. But Bados is not at all panicked. She has a way to make Elephant Pa agree to go with him to the seventh universe to see. What does Xiangpa care about in his heart, his brother Bilus? If someone has the ability to resurrect Pyrrhus, Bados won't believe he won't go like Pa. Elephant Lord Pa, although that angel was just born. But the angelic power within him is already mine, 1,000 times higher than all of us angels. And I can feel that the angelic power inside him is increasing every minute and every second. I calculated, and in a few years' time, he will grow into an angel even stronger than my father, the Archbishop. Oh, that's really scary. Xiangpa replied perfunctorily. No matter how powerful the angel becomes, he feels that all of this has nothing to do with him, and he doesn't care. Like Lord Pa, his strength means. Bados smiled slightly and continued, as long as the angel is willing, he will have enough divine power at that time. You can even resurrect Lord Bilus. Resurrected. The elephant handkerchief, who had reacted, widened its eyes once again. Swallowing the bread, he quickly turned his head to look at Bados and excitedly asked, What did you just say? Bados. The newly born angel has the ability to resurrect Pyrrhus. Yes, Lord Elephant Paw. Seeing that Elephant Paw was indeed attracted, Bados smiled and nodded. As long as there is enough divine power, even resurrecting a powerful destructive god like Lord Bilus can still be achieved. This is really great. An extremely excited smile suddenly appeared on Xianpa's face. I noticed that Bados was still watching beside me. He quickly coughed twice, put away his smile, and stood up. Alright, a new angel has arrived. After careful consideration, I think we should go and say hello. Let's go, Bados. Go to the 7th universe and meet that new angel. Yes, Lord Elephant Paw. Bados nodded and summoned his staff to knock on the ground. As the brilliant flames rose beneath his feet, the next second, the two of them flew towards the destructive divine realm of the 7th universe. Build a good relationship with the new angel of the 7th universe. This is like Pa's idea, we must establish good relationships and not offend the other party. Only in this way can we ask him to resurrect Bilus. Return to the 7th universe, here on Earth. Karin and son Wufan have just finished their meal. After a simple farewell, Karin took son Wufan to the world of destruction. The place that once belonged to Bilus and Weiss. Now, the god of destruction has died, and the angels have fallen into a deep sleep. If you keep destroying the divine realm, you also keep it. Karin happened to use it, so you don't need to use divine power to create a divine realm anymore. Soon, the two of them arrived at the realm of destruction. Is this the planet where Lord Carlin lives? Looking around, son Wufan felt that this place was very beautiful and the environment was also very good. Not inferior to the Earth that was not destroyed many years ago. Of course, the most impressive thing here is still. As soon as you look up, you can see many, many planets that will destroy the divine realm and surround you. It's very cool. Go organize your things. By the way, put these delicacies away. Karin threw son Wufan a universal capsule. There are many delicious foods that Chi-Chi and Bulma have prepared for him to take with Kalin. Of course, son Wufan also has a universal capsule in his pocket. However, what was inside his capsule was not food, but a dozen or so sets of rice martial arts costumes. Aha! Son Wufan nodded as if pecking at the rice. Then, he went to his residence to tidy up his things. After he left, Karin gently aimed his angel wand at the ground. Buzz! The next second, a scene was projected into the air. The image depicts the sleeping angel Weiss. New books, new books. If you like, give me some flower tickets. Or leave a comment to let me know that someone is reading, Crab Crab. Chapter 7. Food Competition. You are listening at novel.Audio. Observing it, the screen was reintroduced into the angel wand. After a few seconds of silence, Carlin's brow furrowed slightly. Without the god of destruction, one cannot wake up. If we forcefully use our divine power to wake Weiss up, it will violate the rules of Dragon Ball World, and even if Weiss wakes up, he will be forcibly erased. So the only way to wake up Weiss now is for someone to inherit the position of the god of destruction. Sensing the appearance of the god of destruction, Weiss, this angel, will wake up. Regarding this future time and space, the god of destruction in the 7th universe, Carlin already has a candidate in his heart. Son Wufan is definitely not suitable. His personality is not suitable for being a god of destruction, he is too kind. When it comes to destroying the planet, he may not be able to take action. Moreover, Kalin has already figured out the direction of son Wufan's next cultivation, and the power of destruction naturally needs to be given to others. At present, there are two people in Karin's heart who are most suitable to be the destructive gods of the 7th universe. Old Broy, who enjoys disrupting battles like a demon. Also, the proud Saiyan Prince, Vegeta. If there is no way to choose one of them, then both of them should become destructive gods. Anyway, there are two angels in the 7th universe now. So, having two destructive gods is not a very strange thing, is it? I have thought it out, but Karin is not in a hurry yet. Let son Wufan strengthen his cultivation first before doing other things. But in the next second, Karin suddenly felt two strong divine auras. It looks like a guest has arrived. Karin smiled slightly. He was already clear and certain in his heart who came. The destructive gods of the sixth universe, such as Pa and the angel Bados. But for him, things like Pa and Bados came just right. Even if they don't come, Kalin, as a newly born angel in the seventh universe, will still go and greet Bados and Elephant Pa. After all, the seventh and sixth universes are opposing, brother universes. Schwa. At the same time, a brilliant light descended from the sky and landed right in front of Kalin. As the brilliant flames dissipated, Elephant Pa and Bados appeared. Here we are, the destructive realm of the seventh universe. Bados smiled and reminded. The elephant beside her slowly opened her eyes. Due to not being able to arrive in an instant, he chose to close his eyes and rest before arriving. Oh. On this side, at first glance at Elephant Pa, Karin felt a bit strange. How is it different from what he remembers? Has Elephant Papa lost a lot of weight? Cough. Xiang Pa cleared his throat and walked up as politely as possible, saying, "Well, you must be the newly born angel of the seventh universe. I am Elephant Pa, the god of destruction in the sixth universe." Seeing his appearance, Bados behind couldn't help but cover her mouth and smile. You should know that in the past, every time Lord Elephant Pa came to the destruction realm of the seventh universe, he would cause chaos and then curse and argue with Bilus. But this time, not only did he not cause any damage, but he also deliberately remained polite. It seems that Lord Xianpa really wants Lord Bilus to be resurrected. I know. Karin smiled slightly and looked at Bados behind him, nodding and saying. When I was born, all the information of the gods appeared in my mind. Elephant Lord Pa, brother of the former seventh universe destruction god, Lord Pyrrhus. Bados, the sister of the former seventh universe angel Weiss. You all know that. Xiangpa suddenly felt that he had introduced himself for nothing. According to the order of angel's birth, Carlin, you are also my younger brother. Bados nodded and joked, this is indeed true, Sister Bados. Karin smiled, undeniable. If it were in the order of birth, he would now be the smallest of all angels. Even if the angelic power possessed within the body is superior to that of everyone. In terms of age, Karin is the youngest one brother. Upon hearing it, Bados can also be considered Carlin's sister. Elephant Pa's eyes lit up instantly, feeling that it increased the chance of Bilus' resurrection. By the way, I haven't asked you yet. Why did you suddenly come to the seventh universe? Kalin suddenly asked. According to his observation, since the deaths of Bilus and Weiss, elephants like Pa and Bados have not taken half a step into the seventh universe. This sudden arrival should not be just to say hello to oneself. This. That. Karin's words were really stopped by Elephant Pa. He scratched his face, beads of sweat constantly rising from his forehead. Yes, he hasn't figured out how to say it yet. The brain began to run wildly, thinking about what to say. He and Bados came here to establish a good relationship with Karin. Once the relationship is established and familiar, he can ask Karin to resurrect Bilus in the future. But now, he definitely can't say that he came here to bring Kalin back to life, can he? It's like this, Carlin's brother. Bados spoke for Elephant Pa. She knew Xianpa the best, and had long guessed that if the other party asked about it, Xianpa would definitely not know what to say. So, before coming, Bados had already figured out what to say. Our sixth and seventh universes have always had a special competition. Taking 2 steps forward, Bados looked at Karin and said with a smile. We will conduct a competition every once in a while. Although Lord Bilus is no longer here, Weiss is also in a deep sleep. But this special competition has become an indispensable part of our two universes. So, today I suddenly disturb you. Coming to the seventh universe, we want to continue this competition. Ba. Ba duosi. Upon hearing these words from Bados, I looked at him like a lifesaver in Patton's time. Undoubtedly, it's Bados. Just think about it and you'll know what to say. It's really amazing. Oh. What competition? Food competition. It's a bit interesting, let's talk about it more specifically. The content of the competition is very simple, which is for both sides to bring out a dish from their respective universes for each other to eat. After finishing, whichever side has the most delicious food will win. Does anyone read it? Does anyone read it? New books. If you like it, give me some flower tickets. Or leave a comment to let me know that someone is reading it, crab. Chapter 8. Doubts. Is this really edible? You are listening at novel full.audio. That sounds good. Karin nodded and said with a smile, and since this has always been a competition between our two universes, then this competition must not end suddenly with me. Continuing with this, let's also have a competition between food and delicacy. As soon as the words fell, Karin clapped her palm. In an instant, the three of them were transported to an ultra-spacious hall. A large dining table is placed in the middle of the hall. It's very suitable to have a food competition here. Looking at this familiar place, Xianpa's whole body froze, instantly recalling Bilus. Previously, every food competition was held in this hall. On that dining table. However, in every food competition, it is oneself who loses, and Bilus always mocks himself after winning. What to say? The seventh universe is the true food star, and the food in the sixth universe is really terrible, etc. Thinking of those, Xianpa couldn't help but clench his fist. He still found it hard to believe that in the blink of an eye, he was competing with the skinny and bony one in the food competition. That Bilus who argued with him all day actually died. Can we hold a food competition here? Karin looked at Elephant and Bados and asked with a smile. His words instantly brought Elephant Pa's thoughts back to reality. Well, it's right here. After confirmation, Karin clapped his palm and son Wufan was teleported over. Just came here and saw him with a puzzled expression, like Pa and Bados. Lord Kalin, these two are. Speaking so, but in his heart, son Wufan had already guessed who the other person was. Being able to appear here proves that the other party is definitely not an ordinary person. So, those two are probably also gods like Lord Kalin. Human beings. Xianpa's gaze also fell on son Wufan. Is it possible that this human is your disciple? Almost so. Kalin nodded and then introduced son Wufan. This is the destructive deity of the sixth universe, Lord Pa. The angel next to her is the sixth universe angel, Bados. She is also my sister. Lord Carlin's sister. Son Wufan was startled, but he still had one more doubt. Lord Kalin, the sixth universe is. By the way, I haven't told you yet. We belong to the seventh universe. In this way, Karin told son Wufan everything about the universe. Son Wufan only felt that his cognition was once again shattered. He didn't expect that there were so many universes beyond the one he lived in. Moreover, there were so many gods he didn't know about. What kind of world gods, destruction gods, angels, great priests, and the most powerful all kings. Alright, these messages are slowly digesting. Now go get that for me. What? Paomian, we're going to have a food competition with the sixth universe. Oh, for the food competition, I'll go get it now. I want braised beef, it tastes the best. Got it, Lord Carlin. For two foodies who have never tasted anything truly delicious, Elephant Pap and Bados. Instant noodles are already considered an unbeatable and delicious delicacy. Kalin is very confident that the braised beef-flavored instant noodles can easily conquer the stomachs of both of them. On this side, Elephant Paw turned his head to look at Bados. Intentionally approaching his head and blocking his mouth with his hand, he whispered. "Hello, Bados, have you ever heard of that delicious food?" "No, Lord Elephant Paw." Bados is honest. She really doesn't know what kind of food instant noodles are. Anyway, she has never eaten it in the 6th universe. I haven't seen Bilus and Weiss bring out the dish called instant noodles in the food competition before. Forget it. Instant noodles, when you hear them, don't feel like such a delicious food. Oh, by the way. Xiangpa frowned slightly and asked, "Bados, you said we're going to have a food competition. What about our cuisine?" "Don't worry about this, Lord Xiangpa. I was already prepared." That's good, that's good." Elephant Handkerchief patted his chest and breathed a sigh of relief. Don't let them propose a food competition, as long as they can't even come up with delicious food in the end. If that's really the case, it would be too awkward. "How about trying your food first?" Carlin asked with a smile. "Of course you can." With a curl of his mouth, Xiangpa clapped his hands and said, "Come on, Bados, bring up our delicious food." "Yes, Lord Elephant Paw." Bados waved his angelic staff in his hand. The next second, a super-large spherical machine appeared on the table. This machine can keep food at the most suitable temperature for consumption, maintaining the best taste and texture. As the machine turned on, there was a plate of fish inside. However, the color of that fish is black. Next to the fish, there are colorful mushrooms. "You truly deserve it, Bados." When Xiangpa saw what this delicacy was, she couldn't help but give a thumbs up to Bados. Turning his head, he looked back at Karin. The corner of Xiangpa's mouth couldn't help but rise and he smiled. "Come on. Try this. One of the most unbeatable and delicious foods in our 6th universe, made with black fish. It will definitely be so delicious that you can't speak." Looking at the still bubbling soup, Karin couldn't help but swallow her saliva. No, he can't taste it alone. Food is about sharing with others in order to be more delicious. With a palm clap, schwa. In an instant, Sun Wufan was teleported over. Lord Kalin. This sudden transmission left him somewhat confused. On his left and right hands, each holding a bucket of braised beef-flavored instant noodles. Because he and Karin just came back after finishing their meal. So the two of them don't need to eat it anymore, just give the instant noodles to Elephant and Bados. Karin smiled slightly and pointed to the plate of fish on the table. This is a delicacy from the 6th universe, it seems to be called black fish. Come and taste it too. When he saw that plate of fish, Sun Wufan was all dumbfounded. Is this really edible? If Karin doesn't tell him it's delicious food. He also believed that someone had messed up the things and prepared to throw them away along with the dishes. Even if we take a step back, it's not to say that this is a really hard to talk about appearance. Can someone explain why the soup of this dish will still bubble? Flowers and reviews are rising so quickly. Thank you all for the data you have submitted, thank you very much. Chapter 9. Conquered by Instant Noodles. You are listening at novel.Audio. Is that instant noodles? Xiangpa's gaze was drawn to the 2 buckets of instant noodles placed on the table by Sun Wufan. He felt that he was indeed right. It doesn't look delicious. I won the food competition on my own. Thinking about it, Xiangpa stood up and smiled. Hurry up and taste the delicious food from our 6th universe. Seeing him staring eagerly, Sun Wufan and Karin both swallowed saliva. To be honest, I'm afraid. The two of them are really afraid of this fish now. Don't say it's about tasting the taste. Just looking at it this way, this dish of fish doesn't even generate any appetite. But there's nothing we can do, we can only speak up calling out the chopsticks. Karin took a small bite first. Just a little taste is enough. He really doesn't want to eat more of this delicious food. Son Wufan did the same, taking a very small bite. Muster the courage to put it in your mouth, chew it a few times, and then swallow it. How about it? How about it? Xiangpa can't wait to hear the evaluation of Karin and Son Wufan. I absolutely love this delicious food. Kalin and Son Wufan did not respond immediately, looking at the plate of fish on the table. How to describe the taste of this plate of black fish? It's not as scary as the two of them imagined. Sour and spicy taste, not delicious or uncomfortable, can only be said to be average. Not bad. Karin gave his evaluation. This is already the highest evaluation he can give to this delicacy. He now fully understands that no wonder in the original work, like the pagan society, they wanted the earth so much, and even proposed a competition. After eating real food, who would want to eat such a thing? However, in the eyes of Xiangpa, Carlin's words were already acknowledging that the black fish of their sixth universe was delicious. His gaze turned to Son Wufan. And you? Good, it's delicious. Seeing Xiangpa looking very happy, Son Wufan couldn't bear to ruin his good mood. Upon hearing his reply, Xiangpa couldn't help but burst into laughter with her hands on her hips. Did you see it? Indeed, my sixth universe is the true food paradise. Elephant Pa, be careful. Think about what we're here for this time. Bados gently reminded they are not really here for a food competition this time. The key is to establish good relationships. Victory or defeat is not important. The smile on Xiangpa's face stiffened and he instantly realized it. Cough twice and put away your smile. Then, it's our turn to taste the delicacies of your seventh universe. How do you eat this thing? Xiangpa looked at the instant noodles and poked them with his hand, unsure how to eat them. He can't just pick it up and chew it, he thinks it's difficult to do. Easy, just pour boiling water and wait for a few minutes. Kalin said, using his divine power to open the instant noodles and pour in boiling water. Just like this, after a few minutes of waiting. The instant noodle cover was opened, and a fragrance filled the entire hall in an instant. This is. Elephant Pa widened his eyes. I can't believe this thing emits such a fragrant smell just by soaking it in boiling water. It's really fragrant. Bados closed her eyes, seemingly immersed in this fragrance. This fragrance has already ignited their appetite. Full of expectations for this instant noodle. It smells so good, and the taste is definitely not bad. Try it, Karin smiled. Elephant Pa and Bados picked up instant noodles with chopsticks and fed them into their mouths at the same time. He swallowed it and both of them widened their eyes. Oh my! This is really delicious. Bados couldn't help but exclaim in admiration. Looking to the left, Elephant Pa has been conquered by instant noodles, devouring them greedily. Afraid that Elephant Pa will snatch away his bucket of instant noodles after finishing it. Bados didn't dare to savor it slowly, so she quickened her pace and started eating. Every bite is a clever enjoyment, extremely delicious, this is the true delicacy. There is no food in the sixth universe that tastes better than this instant noodle. Watching them both completely conquered by instant noodles, Karin couldn't help but smile. Speaking of which, the two of them are also pitiful enough. Although both of them are foodies who love food, there is not much food to eat in the sixth universe. However, after a while, the 2 buckets of instant noodles were eaten completely. Xiangpa didn't even have any leftover soup for instant noodles, and he still licks the few remaining drops of soup there to this day. How about it? Karin asked with a smile. However, there's no need to ask, the outcome of this food competition is already very clear. Okay, I lost. Because the other party was not Bilus, Xiangpa quickly admitted that he had lost. Moreover, instant noodles are indeed the most delicious food he has ever tasted, and he has nothing to argue about. Besides, he came this time to establish a good relationship with Karin. After being reminded by Bados, he never forgot this. Sure enough, no one can resist the taste of instant noodles. Even God can't stop it. Son Wufan couldn't help but sigh. Looking back, the first time he tasted instant noodles, he was also amazed by them. That's really delicious. No worse than those real delicacies. Kalin also agreed with what Son Wufan said. But I need to add a little more. Only after eating it for the first time and not for a long time, can one feel the immensely delicious instant noodles. Alright, Wufan. You go outside and wait for me first, I'll come over later. Karin said something to Son Wufan. Son Wufan nodded and left first, obediently waiting outside. So, which planet is this delicious food that can be so delicious with just one sip of boiling water? Elephant Pata wants to know. Their 6th and 7th universes are sibling universes, and there may be some in the 7th universe as well. Earth, please look for it. Kalin smiled and said, besides this, there are countless delicious dishes on Earth that can't be finished. However, he did not know if the Earth in the 6th universe had been destroyed at this time. Bados. Yes, Lord Elephant Pa. Bados waved his scepter, evoking a picture of the universe space of the 6th universe. Xianpa started searching here and must find a planet called Earth. Continue to ask for some flower evaluation tickets. Crab crab crab. Chapter 10. Towards a Better Direction. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. On this side, Bados walked towards Karin, wondering if he could get more instant noodles to bring back to the 6th universe. After all, this taste is really delicious. After eating this, she no longer wants to eat the delicious food from the 6th universe. Before she could even speak, Karin smiled and nodded. Of course, Sister Bados. Ah. Bados was taken aback and exclaimed in surprise, Brother Carlin, have you read my inner thoughts? Yes, Sister Bados. Karin smiled and said, but this made Bados feel unbelievable. Because the inner thoughts of angels are not easy to read. Only with enough divine power can it be achieved. So Bados speculated that the divine power held by Karin and the angelic power possessed within him. It should be several times stronger than she thought. Also, what are you here for, like Lord Pa and Sister Bados? I already know. Originally, Karin didn't want to read his inner thoughts. Curious, I couldn't resist using it in the end. You still know. Bados smiled and asked, will you help Lord Elephant Pa? It's not difficult, of course I will. Karin, the god of destruction, is quite fond of Bilius. Even if Elephant Pa and Bados didn't come here today. When his angelic power grows to a certain extent, he will also resurrect Pyrrhus. That's really great, thank you, Brother Carlin. The 6th universe and our 7th universe are sibling universes, so we don't need to be so polite with each other. Yes, it is. Bados covered her mouth and laughed. At the same time, the elephant over there suddenly let out a strange cry. Looking there, he only saw his hands resting on his head, with a face of despair. It's gone, it's gone. What's wrong, Lord Elephant Pa? Bados walked over and asked, what's gone? It's Earth, the Earth in our 6th universe is gone. It's already destroyed. It's really true. Bados looked at the Earth in the picture. There are no living people on top anymore, and the whole planet is no different from being destroyed. Ah, I can't eat so many delicious foods anymore. Xianpa let out a deep sigh, he was clearly looking forward to it. It's okay now, there's no more super food to eat. On the side, Karin waved his angelic staff. With the surge of divine power, within the frame, the Earth of the 6th universe unexpectedly regained vitality. This. Xianpa couldn't believe it. Take a look at the restored Earth in the picture, then turn your head and look at Karin with an incredulous expression. Oh, this is really... Bados was also surprised. As expected, Carlin's angelic power far exceeded her imagination. It is already easy to influence the universe outside of oneself. Can I eat the delicious food on Earth now? Xiang Pa blinked his eyes and looked at the restored Earth, still feeling a bit incredulous. Until the screen zooms in and you see the resurrected humans on Earth, as well as many super delicious food on the streets. He then believed and confirmed that the Earth in his sixth universe. Restored by Kalin, the newly born angel of the seventh universe. Card. Karin. Looking back, my eyes were filled with gratitude. Seeing this, Karin just waved his hand and smiled nonchalantly. A simple gesture is not worth mentioning. Anyway, restoring an Earth is just a matter of waving his staff. It's too easy and simple for him. Okay. I just like you. Xiang Pa is becoming more and more fond of Carlin now. Come and play in my sixth universe when you have nothing to do in the future. Welcome to the sixth universe anytime, Kalin. Well, like Lord Pa, Carlin actually knows the purpose of our coming here. Bados approached at this moment and whispered a reminder. Is that right? Barbados. What did you just say? Xianpa hasn't reacted yet. The next second, he suddenly widened his eyes and looked incredulous. Carlin, he really knows. Yes, Bados nodded. Didn't you lie to me? Bados nodded again. Elephant Pam is confused. I didn't slip my tongue either. Wait. He suddenly thought of something and turned his head to look at Karin. You angels can read hearts. Yes, Karin smiled slightly. I forgot. Elephant Handkerchief pressed his hands on top of his head, eager to find a wall to bump into. He shouldn't have been thinking about Bilius in his heart, after seeing Carlin. Alright, Lord Elephant Pa. Seeing Pa feeling so uncomfortable, Bados didn't intend to continue teasing him. Carlin's brother actually agreed. Xiangpa was taken aback and looked up at Bados. Really? Bados nodded and smiled. I really can't be any more real. Carlin, you. Xiangpa looked back at Karin, his eyes filled with gratitude once again. Okay, that's the same sentence, it's a piece of cake. Karin smiled faintly and said, when I have enough ability, I will resurrect Bilius. You're a friend, I'm like Pa Jiaoding. Hey. By the way. Xiangpa suddenly thought of something, put away his smile, and said seriously. The skin and bones of Bilius have been resurrected, don't tell him I wanted him to be resurrected. Xiangpa doesn't want Bilius to know that he misses him very much. Carlin also knew about this matter and nodded in agreement. Just say it's Weiss who wants Bilius to come back to life, perfect. Bados, when we go back later, we'll go straight to Earth to eat delicious food. Xiangpa looked at Bados and said, a smile reappeared on his face. He is now looking forward to the delicious food on Earth. Mainly, after Bilius died, he didn't have much mood to eat delicious food. But now, it's certain that Karin agrees to resurrect Bilius, and he naturally wants to eat when he's in a good mood. Set a small goal first, Elephant Pa wants to eat back all the meat he has lost. We can't let Bilius see him lose weight after he's resurrected, thinking that he's not doing well like Pa. He's losing weight without food to eat. Got it, Lord Elephant Pa. Seeing Elephant Papa pick himself up and regain his spirit, Bados is also very happy. This is what she hopes to see and wants to see. But she knew that all of this was thanks to Carlin's brother, the newly born angel. Without Karin, nothing would have developed in a positive direction.